In this video, I'm gonna tell you about the unfiltered truth about the diet which fitness YouTubers want to hide from us. Our generation of people are obese nowadays, and we have been fed lies from the last 50 years, and we are feeding ourselves with the wrong food which is making us obese and which is making us unhealthy. We have been fed lies about the high sugar and the low fat diets. We have been always told that we have to be on low fat diets, and there is a thing called visceral fat and also the obesity. There are so many types of fat we have, but most of people are unaware of this, that they can be unhealthy even if they are lean. They can be unhealthy because they have visceral fat which is close to your organs, which is stick to kind of your organs like your liver and your like your pancreas and something else, like everywhere, and you can't see it, but it is inside your body. Even if you are lean, even if you are have abs, but you have a kind of bulgy stomach, or you can call it like you have a stinky organs. You have a layer of stinky fat outside your organs, which is making you unhealthy. We have always been fed lies that you have to be on high carbohydrates and also the high sugar diet, which is not good for us. So many people are even unaware of right now that you can be on high fat diet and also you can eat some natural foods, and you can be on low carb and low sugar diet. Everyone tells us that we should be on high carbohydrate and we can eat like bread and rice and everything. It's gonna make you fat even if you have a capability to digest all of that and be not fat, but it can make you visceral fat in the long term. It will make you less healthy in the long term. Now this is a controversial thing in the on the internet and everywhere, that you should not eat carbohydrates or and everything, but I'm gonna tell you in this video that what foods are right for you, like you should eat carbohydrates or you should eat fats or not. Like what is the right source for energy? Like both are the source of energy. There is a fat which is a source of energy, and there is also the carbohydrate which is also source of energy. So what source of energy we should rely on, and why we should rely on fats, and why we should not eat carbohydrates? So let's get started. If you are struggling to lose fat and build muscle right now, and if your goal is to build an aesthetic body and kind of like a V-shaper body, and you're frustrated with all the fitness influencers and all the bullshit diet, then you can book a call with me where I will teach you about the aesthetic physique and all the training programs and all the diet plans that you can follow and build muscles fast. Click on the first link in the description right now. So let's first talk about the ingredients. Let's first talk about the foods which has low fats and which everyone tells us that you should eat like low fat diets, and also like you should buy some low fat milk and low toned milk and everything. You have to understand that whatever things you are eating right now which has low fat, it is not possible to have low sugar in that. It is not possible to also have low sugar in that. Like they have cut out all the fats from it, but they have to put something in that to give you energy. So it is glucose, or it is like something called like weird glucose syrups or something like that. If you check out all of the ingredients list, there should be a glucose or there should be some kind of carbohydrates in that, and there is no such thing like either it is fat or either it is carbohydrate. You have to get energy from any of that. So there is no such thing as low fat and low carb. There is no such thing as low sugar and low fat. So you have to get something from that. If you are eating like a low tone or low fat milk right now, check out of the ingredients. There should be some maltodextrin, or there should be some sugar syrups in that, which is not good for you, which is like a preservative kind of thing, which is not gonna make you healthy in the long term. Like think about it, our ancestors haven't had did this like cut out all the fats from the milk. They just they just drink the milk as it is, like they just get milk from the cow or something buffalo or something, and they just drink it. Like they don't think about all of the fats and carbohydrates. They just drink it without, because it comes naturally with a single ingredient. There's nothing to do with low fat or low a low carbohydrate. It is that as it is, like it is a milk and we have to drink it. We don't think about all of the like like s- weird chemical reactions in that, and we have to like tone milk or something. We just drink it. Our ancestors just drink it. That's why they were healthy. They were have high testosterone levels, which you don't have right now. Our young generation of men probably have like low testosterone levels, like less than 500 nanograms per deciliter, and but our ancestors have like 7 times or 6 times of that, like 3000 or 4000 of something. So you should listen to them, not like bullshit YouTubers which are telling you that you should be on low fat or you should not eat fats at all, like saturated fat. We have been always fed lie about that. Now some of you are thinking of right now that if we eat fat we're gonna get fat, but fat doesn't make you fat. Fat is just a source of energy, it doesn't make you fat. It is carbohydrate and it is like sugar and glucose which is making us fat. Not only glucose but sugar, like simple sugar like chocolate and some weird maltodextrin glucose syrups, which is making us fat and which is like a cancer kind of ingredient. Like think about it, so many evil companies are nowadays are making some energy drinks which is sugary kind of thing, and it has some weird chemical which is that it has zero sugars and it is low in the fat, but it also has some uh, weird chemical bonds like glucose fructose bond, and which makes you build cancer in your body, which is not good for you. Now let's talk about why people are fat nowadays, why people just eat so much, and why they are not like lean and something. Because some people are just eat too much. They have they have this appetite of eating after like 1 hour or 2 hour, or they just eat every day. They can eat 10 pizza a day and they can eat 20-50 burgers in a day, and they have this capability of eating too much like buffalo or dung or something. They have this capability. So let's talk about that. There are some hormones which affects our appetite and which affects our insulin and glucose level, which is making you fat right now. And what are that? Let's talk about the first hormone first, which is leptin. Leptin is a hormone which gives us the signal, which gives us the psychological signal that you should stop eating right now. Like whatever you're eating, like you're eating dinner or something, like you started eating and you're eating. If there is no signal that you should stop eating, you kind of like a eat continuously eating. Like so many like fat people are nowadays, they have this capability of eating too much because their body doesn't give them signal to stop eating. Like leptin is a hormone which gives us a signal to stop eating. So leptin is good for you. Like, and the people who have high leptin hormones have the capability of exercise more, and because they don't eat much, they don't eat that much, they probably are eating like 1 or 2 times a day and they don't eat that much. And the second hormone is insulin. Insulin is a hormone which makes you diabetic, and it's if it is not good in your body, if it is not in a good quality in your body, it is gonna make you diabetic, and it is gonna make you like a build up fat or just lose fat. Like there are two types of insulin people, like which have two types of insulin hormones. Like there are some people who have insulin resistance. Like they have to secrete too much insulin because it has low quality to digest some kind of foods, like to digest and to manage some kind of glucose in your body. Like if you're eating carbohydrates right now and you have eat like 100 grams of carbohydrate, let's say, and you have to secrete for insulin resistance people, they have to secrete too much insulin for that to kind of manage all of that carbohydrate and to store all of that energy, because carbohydrate is just a source of energy. So store all of that insulin in their muscle cells or like in glycogen or in the liver. So they have to secrete too much insulin, which makes them diabetic and which makes them fat in the long term and in the short term, because they have to secrete too much insulin. And also there are some kind of people who have insulin sensitive kind of thing. Like they have eaten 100 grams of carb, maybe from the junk food or maybe from somewhere else like complex carbohydrate, but they don't have to secrete too much insulin. Maybe like a small amount of insulin is good for managing that 100 grams of carbohydrate in the muscles or in the glycogen or in the liver or something. This type of people don't easily get fat because they are not secreting that much insulin. So why I'm telling you all of that, like insulin is gonna make you fat, because insulin gives the signals to our muscle cells and to our liver and wherever like energy stores to open up and to store energy. Like insulin is just a channel to open up that cell which stores the energy and which stores the like glycogen. Glycogen is like a polybond of glucose. It stores energy in large amount. So the number 3 is ghrelin. Ghrelin is a hormone which gives you the signal and which is like a psychological signal that you have to eat. Well, like it is a signal that our body needs some energy and our body needs some food, which can be deniable at some times. When you eat food for 3 times in a day and you eat at same time every day, and there is such a thing when you don't eat that food the next day, and there is such a thing that your body gives you a signal that you have to eat, like you have to eat, but it can be deniable. Like think about, like you are busy or something, you are in a job or something and you're busy for 8 to 10 hours, and you kind of just have lost that memory that you have to eat. Like the appetite, that hunger, that craving is kind of lost because you have not eaten like for 8 to 12 hours. And so many people are like that. They can fast for days, like they can fast for 2, 5 and sometimes 10 days also, because they kind of like denied that signal, that ghrelin hormone which is coming in their brain. And they are not starving at all. They are not like they don't become like an animal, angry and craving kind of some for some food, because it can be deniable and they are still on high energy. So ghrelin is good for you, but it can be deniable. Now let's talk about why people do binge eating. Like binge eating is kind of thing that you eat something, like you ate some junk food which is like ice cream or pizza or something, and after like some time, after a very short time, like maybe 10 to 20 minutes or half an hour or 1 hour, you get some craving again that you have to eat more. And because of like you don't have, maybe have a leptin and you have a ghrelin hormone, and you're still listening to your ghrelin hormone again and again, and also like you have insulin resistance. So they kind of do binge eating again and again because they don't have any satisfaction when they stop eating, when they are full of eating carbohydrate and some kind of processed food. They don't give you that satisfaction that you're full or not. They don't give you that leptin hormone in such a good way that you should stop eating now. And there is also another reason behind binge eating, is people are not feeling good about themselves, so they kind of do bad habits, and one of them is eating junk food. There are so many bad habits, but most people who are fat and obese, they kind of cope themselves when eating junk food. Like they are not feeling good right now and they are just like obese right now, and it's kind of make them feel disgusted in themselves. So they eat more and they just start keep eating more and more processed food and junk food, which is not good for them. Like it gives them a little dopamine feeling after they eat them. Like it gives them a little pleasure when they eat like something like some sugar or junk food, but it is not good for the long run. It is gonna make you unhealthy in the long run. And also there is a saying that pleasure which makes you pain in the long run is not pleasure at all. Think about it. The pleasure you're getting from eating junk food or eating some sugar syrups right now is not gonna help you in being healthy in the long run, and it's gonna give you pain after that, and it's gonna give you pain in the long run. So you have to stop eating sugars and some processed food right now. because it's gonna give you that pain which you don't want. Now let's talk about the most effective diet for muscle growth. You probably have kind of seen that triangle kind of shape of food cycle or something, which we are like following from the last 50 years, which says that you have to eat more of the baseline of the food should be on like carbohydrates on all of the bread and rice and stuff. The most amount of energy and the most amount of food we have to eat is carbohydrate, and there is a little fat on the top. There is like a little topping, and they should be on the other way around, like the carbohydrates, the sweet should be a little desert on the top, and the baseline should be on fats, which is energy, and also there is a protein in the middle, and also like fiber and stuff. So it is like of inverted triangle. You can check it on Google, that the food triangle or something. So I'm gonna tell you that what should we eat, like carbohydrate or fats. And for muscle growth we have to be on calorie surplus, and it is very easy to be on calorie surplus when we are eating the right foods. Like we are eating single ingredient foods like our ancestors did in the past, like meat and eggs, and also like some dairy products, like uh, animal dairy products, which is milk and pure butter and cottage cheese and everything. It is very easy for us to be on calorie surplus. If your goal is to be on calorie surplus right now and gain some more muscles, that it is very easy for us like to eat more when we are eating only single ingredients. Like think about it, we have to think about every day that what we have to eat. Like we have to order some food from pizza, from that thing, and eat some burger or maybe some protein smoothie or something. But think about it, but you have to eat only single ingredient, like two or three foods. You have only two or three choices to eat every day. So you don't have to overthink about it, just eat it every day, and you don't have to like track calories or something. Like you just have to eat more, and you have only two three choices, like meat, eggs, and some cottage cheese and some yogurt or like something else. This comes in only single ingredient. Like you don't have to put anything in that. Like you can roast it or make it with some animal fat or something, like butter or something. It is very easy to cook when we have very less choices. And if your goal is to be on a calorie deficit right now, and because you have too much fat, and you have your goal has to be on calorie deficit, and it's also very easy for us. Like you just have to eat less, and you have less choices, but you just have to eat less, be on high protein, like eat more meat and eat more eggs, and just eat less, just eat protein like from meat and from eggs or from cottage cheese if you're vegetarian. Like there are very less choices for us if you are on right diet. But if you are on bullshit, like if you follow like bullshit sugar and some high carbohydrate diet, there are so many options which comes from that. Like you can add a little bit of carbohydrate, but you should be adding carbohydrates only from the single ingredients, like vegetables which comes in single ingredients, like broccoli or some spinach or something else. You can add it as a like optional thing. Like the main source of energy comes from meat, and also from the like eggs or something else, like single ingredient which is protein and also the fat. And you can add a little bit of vegetables, which is like broccoli, spinach, or something else like sweet potato or something, and it is a golden diet for you, and you just have to eat it every day. And you will see that your body and your skin and you everything, like your muscles are growing, and you're cutting down, you are leaner than before, and you will see a significant amount of increase in your brain power. You can focus better on things, and you can also you have better skin quality and everything. So that's the power of a natural diet. If you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you guys in the next time.
Coming in, yeah, flex. I just wanna win, yeah. LA BB, who we running with, yeah. 2 2 3 3, I'm on 10 again.